everybody. Welcome to Off the Vine. I'm your host, Kaitlyn Bristowe. How do you say your last name, Maria?
Georgas.
Oh, it's just that simple.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we have Maria, the iconic Canadian queen from this season of The Bachelor. We talked about everything.
Yeah, we did.
But I don't even know how to tease it. We talk about, we settle up some rumors, people that think they can talk shit about you and they can't because you have a voice. We talk about your recent podcast that you did on Call Her Daddy and cleared up
boy bands.
And a lot of boy bands. We cleared up some rumors and we talk about just like what's next for you. And I loved today. That was so fun. Did you have fun?
So much fun.
Okay.
You're the shit, Kaitlyn. And you're doing great things.
And you are the shit and we are the shit and I love you. I'm hyped for this one. One, because I see myself in you quite a bit. And not just because you're Canadian, just I feel like you're unapologetic. I feel like you want to like live this authentic life. But with that always comes some backlash because people don't understand when people are just free to be whoever they are and say what they're feeling and say what they want to say and be who they are. I feel like it's very intimidating to people.
Yeah.
And it can create some backlash or some controversy or online chatter, if you will. But we'll get into all that. I wanted to start off by just backtracking a little bit because obviously we all know you from the season of The Bachelor. What were you doing before? You were in a...
So I worked for my family's company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We owned like a sprinkle company. I always say that and they're like, oh,
what company?
Sprinkle.
Sprinkle?
Like you know, like the little like toppings and stuff, like sprinkles.
Like sprinkle,
yeah.
Sprinkles.
No, because it's so funny. Everyone always says like sprinklers. I'm like, no, sprinkles. You know,
cute.
Yeah,
what a cute job.
I know. It's a family business. You know, we've been in candy for a long time, and yeah, I was just.
Wait, what's the business? Plug it out.
Oh no, I mean everyone knows now, but like
I didn't.
oh shit, like everyone but Kaitlyn.
Yeah,
but no, honestly, yeah, no, it's just like a sprinkle company. You know, my dad owned a chocolate factory prior to this with his dad, and like it's just he's always stayed in the candy business.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like what he did with his dad, he's doing with us.
That's adorable.
And I was just like his assistant, you know.
Cute it out.
Yeah.
A sprinkle company.
I know, right?
You said before we started that you were a little nervous.
So nervous.
What makes you nervous? Is it, well, you tell me, I was going to answer for you, but.
No. I mean, if you ever want to answer for me, do it, please. But no, I just think that like, you know, sometimes like when I'm comfortable and already, I just know I'm comfortable with you. And like you said, like when I watched like The Bachelor, and I've always been a huge fan. I love the franchise. Like you were always someone I looked up to.
Oh.
And not only because you're Canadian, but because the way that you are also unapologetically yourself. And if I was ever going to go on, I was like, I want to be a Kaitlyn, you know?
Oh, bless.
No, like literally,
That's
you know,
really nice.
you do it the way you want to do it. And that got you far. And, you know, I just remembered whatever. So just being nervous because I'm so comfortable with you already, where I'm like, what am I going to say today?
But that's the beauty of you. Why do you think I'm lubing you up with Spade and Sparrow's wine?
Oh, honey,
do you like the rosé?
Beautiful.
Isn't it nice?
I love it. Well, that's what I was going to tell you. So
what? Tell me.
So we both have a mutual friend.
Who?
Peter Georgas.
Oh, Peter.
Bro, I met you. So he did a whole like thing for your wine. A party.
You were there?
I was there. Okay.
You were at my wine event?
Yes, I was. And I was in like, you know how he did like a little private like section for you?
Yeah.
I was sitting there and he brought you to the table and I was like, hi, how are you? And we took a shot together. Oh, I feel like you won't remember, but it's okay.
I actually do remember
Okay, that was me. And I was like, and it was right before I went on the show.
What?
It was.
Did you tell me you were going on the show or you didn't know yet?
No, I didn't know yet. I didn't know yet.
We had a shot of tequila.
We did have a shot of tequila. Mm-hmm.
Wait, how funny.
I know.
Shout out to Peter Georgas. I have known him
so much
since I was 19 and I'm 38.
Yeah.
So that is a long-ass relationship.
He's the best. Like, he's just such a good person. And like, I told him about wanting to go on The Bachelor and he brought you up, you know? And that's why when I remember always telling him and then he brought you to the table and I was like, hi, how are you?
Oh my gosh.
It's just funny that
you weren't working there. You were just there.
No, just eating.
Funny. Yeah. I do remember that. There's like 3 other girls with you.
There was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, here we are again, just drinking. Now you've been on.
To that. And cheers to your success, honestly.
Thank you.
You're doing amazing. But yeah, I want you to know that like you stood out to, I'm sure, a lot of women, but me including. Wow. And you always were in the back of my head going on this season because I was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it in my way. But also I like the women that have done it in the past who have been themselves and like weren't afraid to like just
push the limits.
Different.
Yeah.
Push the limits. Like just have fun. And that's who you were. And I was like, I mean, I'm going to do the same.
Well, and you want people to watch. Like, you want your friends and family to watch and go, that is so her.
Yes. But
Like,
I
that's
said
who
that.
we
I sat
know.
them down and I was like, I will not go on this show without allowing you guys to see the Maria you know.
Yeah.
I can't. I couldn't do it. I
Yeah.
couldn't be anyone else.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But
because
yeah.
the jig is up real quick. You start to see through
my
those
God.
people.
Mhm.
Were there people on the show? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I didn't really watch this season. And which is crazy.
It's like, it's blown up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, the show is back. Like, I still want to go back and watch because of just how good this season was.
Because you interviewed Joey too, and like you know he's great. And like, can I say that like there was a lot of stupid drama this season? Sure. But stupid drama is what everyone loves.
If people think that the drama is going to stop on any season, they are ridiculous and delusional. Let's use that word.
It's giving delusional.
Times. It's giving delusional.
Yeah.
Because that's what people tune in for. They tune in for love, of course. Yeah. They tune in for all the different personalities. And this show is so well done that I always say there's a reason it's been on for 30 plus years. Like, this is one of the longest running reality TV shows, and it's because the format works. And part of that format is drama, and we are here for it. Do you think that it was portrayed truthfully, the drama that was going on?
Yeah, I think I've said this before, that it has been such an honest edit, because I've heard girls and like, especially even after the show, you know, some girls were saying, you know, oh, they didn't show enough, and they were insinuating there was more that the audience wasn't seeing. And in my head, I'm like, oh, no, this was a perfect edit. You guys just thought it would look better on your end. And that's the thing. Everyone always wants to run to, it's a bad edit, or if it's this or it's that. Like, and I'm a straight shooter, so I would say it. But no, I have to say, like, it was an honest edit. You know, we were all involved. We were all there. And I'm just happy that, because where I was kind of like, where it was tricky for me, I didn't know how other people would perceive me. I knew how I felt in the house, and like how I felt with the other women, and like why I felt so like, I feel like I'm being wrongly perceived here. But the edit was honest, and people saw my truth and were like, no, I stand with Maria right now.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Do you feel ever misunderstood by the Bachelor Nation, I guess? Like, is there something that we don't see where you're like, this is actually who I am, and I'm like misrepresented here?
Honestly, the opposite.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, that was what the best part of this all was. We were like, maybe I wasn't fully backed up in the house. Maybe I didn't feel protected in the house because I didn't really have anyone come to my defense. Although I made it very clear to the girls that loved me in the house that I didn't want anyone to come to my defense. But when it was airing, the audience was like coming to my defense to the point where like they saw me for exactly who I was and loved me. And it was so honest, where I was like, wow, okay, they're seeing me for who I am and they're appreciating it. Yeah. But also just seeing that, like, you know, all this shit's happening and they don't understand it and they don't get it. And like, they kind of made me realize, okay, maybe I really wasn't in the wrong, because if this entire audience now watching the show back and still riding for me, it made me feel really good, because it made me, I was like, thank you. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Validation. It was also, like, this is it.
Isn't it nice to feel supported for being who you are?
Yes. And like, shocking, because again, you go into a house where you're feeling like no one really wants to really get to know you, or like people are so against you for no reason, and you're like questioning yourself. Yeah. So then coming out of this and then hearing what other people have to say, I've gotten the most amazing supportive messages where like, I'm almost like feeling undeserving of it.
Imposter syndrome?
Yeah, literally. And like, it just makes me, that's why anyone who ever comes up to me, like, I take the time to like talk to them and like love them off too, because I am in awe of them and I appreciate it with all my heart. And it's been amazing. And so for that,
I love it. I love, because I feel like the show has evolved so much with just how we look at women. Yeah. And I feel like that's a really positive thing to see for me, because I got so much hate back in that day, like 9 years ago, for
really?
Oh Lord,
because you were so different, especially for Bachelor, and that's why I loved you so much, because you weren't the typical, you didn't fit the molds in ways.
Yeah, I was a big old slut.
But it was amazing. And you made things spicy. You turned shit around for women like me who would move. Like, you walk so I can run, bitch.
But
seriously, honestly, I loved you.
Maria.
I don't know. I was like, yes, I get, like, this is a woman that's going to make me want to go on the show, because I don't resonate with a lot of the cookie cutter, whatever.
And it's funny too, because I do think there's something about what's in the water in Canada, because you know, a lot of like Southern girls, like they did have that pressure of being perfect growing up.
Yeah.
And they did have this like expectation on them and pageant girls. And I just feel like in Canada, we were like, be who you are.
That's
and
it.
everybody like if you're a virgin, yeah. If you're a little slut, yeah. Like if you just have sex
women
before you're
supporting
married,
women, whatever they want to do.
Yeah, like that's your choice, bitch.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you have brothers or like, are you?
No, I have a sister who feels like a brother. She's got like, I think we both have dude energy.
Oh,
like,
yeah, same.
Like alpha-ish energy. And I always had like guy friends. I had girlfriends all the time.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like
yeah.
I love guy energy. This is really flattering. And I'm only using this as not only a humble brag, but a transition. You said that people like me made you want to go on the show.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you wanting to go on the show.
Yes.
And people thinking how that's, you know, quote unquote, the wrong reasons. I truly wanted to go on the show to build a brand. I was like, what a cool opportunity. Like if I find love, cool. Like that's going to be even better. And I think it is possible on that show. And as we know, it really is. But I went on because I thought of it as an opportunity. I was kind of stuck in my life. I didn't know where I was going next. And people shit on that for some reason. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's how you use it. Like once you get there, if you're like, you know, like I'm open or like, but I heard there's some girls that were like, oh, if I'm the bachelorette, blah, blah, blah. Like there's, you know, a fine line of being open and wanting it to be an experience or blatantly going on to like Joey over and use him to get ahead. You know, I was like, I want to build a brand and I'm open to falling in love.
Right.
What was your
Well, I respect your honesty. And honestly, so I actually mentioned this on another podcast where like I had said like open and honest. I wanted to be on the show. I've always wanted to be on the show. Yeah. I really love the show. I was like, I can see
it's incredible.
Like, right? I'm like, okay. Well, and so people were actually like responding like very well to that. They were like, wow, I respect the honesty. Like, you know, a lot of girls will be like, oh, you know, like I got asked to like whatever. But for me, I'm like, no. I was like, get me on the show. Yeah. What do I have to do? Whatever. And it's funny because Buddy over there was like,
whose dick did you suck?
No, yeah, no.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But no, Buddy over there was like, oh yeah, she kept asking me to go on the show. And there's a reason why I didn't get on as soon as I probably wanted to. If it was as easy as just asking him to get me on, I probably would have been on sooner. There's no help in that. So I don't know why he would even say that or mention that. But
okay, wait, to clarify, Buddy is Nick, and he tried to make it seem like you were asking him to get on the show?
Yeah, like, Buddy, no. Like, if anything, I did this all on my own. So, yeah, thanks for that, for trying to throw that out like it was a dig. I already talked about how I liked and wanted to be on the show. Thank you very much.
I knew that.
Yeah, like, get over it. Anyways,
we'll get there.
Yeah, and so I was going through a point in my life where I was so open to wanting something. And I was like, okay, I want to go on this reality TV show because I thought, I love the show. It's always something I wanted to do. But also I was so open to it where I was like, I'm like the most ready, which is kind of nice that I didn't get on any other time because I don't think I've ever been more ready. Yeah. Timing is everything. Yeah. And I had a psychic. Literally, she had told me about how this was going to happen. It actually happened the way she told me. I got to go see her again.
Yeah, you do.
No, she was like, it was crazy.
No, I believed a psychic so much once and she literally predicted that I was going to win Dancing with the Stars. She didn't even know I was on TV.
We got to talk about that, by the way. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Shit. It's a big accomplishment for me. But she didn't even know that I was on TV. Like she had no idea. I found her on a street corner and like she had no idea.
I love those ones kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but
so exciting.
3 years later, I was like saving my own bathwater and sleeping with it under my bed because she told me to. And I was like, stop. Weird. But you know what? Nothing bad happened.
I would do that too, though.
That's I would do anything.
Thing. I know.
Okay, so she told you that it was going to play out the way it did. Okay.
There was another time that I was trying to get on the show and it wasn't working out. And I remember going to see her and she was just like, listen, it's not going to happen right now because something bigger is happening. You don't see it yet, but she basically told me the timeline and I just didn't want to believe it because I was like, no, but I want to go now. But then anyways, I get on Joey. Actually, funny enough, so I had contacts with a producer from prior, whatever. Yeah. Like when I was going to be on the show in the past. And as soon as I found out it was Joey, I'm like, please put me in the running. I was such a last minute addition. Really? Literally, I was in LA August 27th for my birthday. And as soon as I found out it was Joey, I texted her. I'm like, please put me in the running. I don't know what you got to do. Just get me in there. And interview after interview. And then I got on and then 3 days prior, they're like, okay, pack, you're coming to LA. And I was like,
3 days?
Yeah, 3 days to pack everything. Like I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Yeah.
3 days?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't have done that. I like prepped for so long and that's crazy.
You
okay.
lucky girl. I couldn't. Yeah, no, I didn't get to.
Well, I mean, you did just fine. All your outfits were fire.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, people like took that the wrong way when you said you had planned your outfits. You knew you were going on TV.
I was just like, yeah, was I manifesting my chance to be on the show? Absolutely. And I'm proud of that because
totally.
I love the show.
Yeah.
And I'm not afraid to say it because every girl that's on the show, trust me when I tell you guys, they knew of the show when they act like they don't. They know.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing. Yeah. I'm just being honest about it. I wanted to be on the show, and so I did it. Thank you.
Yeah. You know what? Hold for applause.
Hold for applause.
Okay, are you a pet parent who wants only the best for your little furry friend? Well, look no further. Let me introduce you to a brand that is changing the way we feed our beloved pets, something that I have ramen and Pinot on and have for years, and that's the Farmer's Dog. Now, I'm excited to share with you why the Farmer's Dog is my go-to choice for pet nutrition. Now, the Farmer's Dog just isn't another pet food brand. They're on a mission to revolutionize the way that we care for our pets, starting with what they eat. And let me tell you, the benefits speak for themselves. So there's improved digestion, healthier skin and coat, increased energy levels, the list goes on. And it's not just about feeding your dog, in my opinion, it's about nourishing them from the inside out. And the best part is the Farmer's Dog creates personalized meal plans tailored to your dog's unique needs. So you simply fill out a quick questionnaire about your pup, and voila, they create a meal plan designed specifically for them. Plus, their subscription service makes it super easy to keep your pup's meals coming without the hassle of, those last minute trips to the store. It's convenient, it's nutritious, and it's delivered with love. You can get 50% off your first box of fresh, healthy food at thefarmersdog.com/vine. Plus, you get free shipping. So again, go to thefarmersdog.com/vine to get 50% off, farmersdog.com/vine. Okay, apartments.com has more rental listings than anywhere else. So finding the perfect place is easier than ever, and so is finally moving in together. Just the two of you. It's a really big step, lots of new responsibilities, lots of adjustments. Most likely they'll wake you up at odd hours to go to the bathroom, and you'll most definitely find yourself in trouble coming home late for dinner. They might even unroll all of your toilet paper next time. It's just what happens when you two find a new place together. But you're not doing it because you feel like it. No, you're doing it because you love them, because they're family. And that's why apartments.com has the most pet-friendly rental listings on the internet, so that you and your furry family can find the perfect new place together. Apartments.com, the place to find a pet-friendly place.
I think it's fair to say that.
It is fair.
Yeah.
And it's not that, oh no, does that make you a bad person?
Mm-mm.
Like, let's look at other things that are going on in the world. You wanted to go on The Bachelor and you got on it.
Mm-hmm.
You love the show.
Yeah. And I know women that are who have been on the season who were going with ulterior motives, and like
name them.
I think
if you Google it.
I think. Listen, all I'm saying is I hope they got what they wanted out of this, because who am I to get in the way of anyone's, like, if they want to do something for a reason, go do it.
Yeah,
go do it.
Yeah,
I support you, sis. Like, go.
The new Bachelorette, is her name Jenn? Jenn. She wanted to be the Bachelorette.
Oh, so can I clarify something actually?
Please.
So I had said on a podcast that her and I had spoken, and I said she like really was ready for this.
Yeah.
And now I'm talking after the show. Her and I got really, really close by the end of the show. Her and I were talking all the time, FaceTiming all the time. And we would just talk about like how ready we were for like relationships.
Yeah.
And like the future and like what that holds. And, she would talk to me about how she put her all into this. And what I can honestly say about Jenn is that during the season, she was so in it. Like to the point where I was almost like she is dropping all the walls. It was so uncomfortable sometimes for me, where I was like, oh, I don't know. She was giving it her all, and I applauded her in that.
Yeah.
And I loved her for that. And that's who she is. She really wanted to see a future with Joey, and she gave it her all. And I admire her with that. And so when we would talk after the show, obviously we were both single, and Bachelorette came up and stuff like that. So obviously we would talk about relationships and what we want, what we see for our future. And she was so ready to get engaged and to, get to that point in her life where that's what I was trying to say when I said she was so ready, because we would always have heart to hearts. So to sit here and say that like, I think it's admiring that now we have a Bachelorette who is so ready to be in that position, wanting that for her future, and is literally like so ready, like to give her all to someone else. Like I respect that. And I love that about her. And I wasn't trying to say she was in the house talking about Bachelorette. That's not what I was saying.
Got it.
I'm just saying we were two best friends at the time, FaceTiming about what we wanted in our life. And she was so ready, and I respect her for it.
At the time, not anymore.
No, she is on her bachelorette journey, and she's gonna find the man, and I cannot wait to meet him, and he better be good to her or else.
Okay, but you're still friends.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, I thought you were saying like we used to be.
No,
Okay.
I love Jenn. And,
amazing.
And that's the thing. It's like, you know, coming out of it and like having my experience with Bachelorette, I just wanted to not speak on it. I took my time off. Like I wasn't posting, wasn't whatever, because I just was there to support Jenn and to like put her, she was like, you know, she got announced. I wanted to just show my support. I don't care about my story at that point. It's done. It's not me. It's Jenn. And I just wanted everyone to know how ready she was for it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, and again, Nick bringing it up in such a negative way to be like, oh, it's like she was saying she gave her opportunity to Jenn. No, it's Jenn's opportunity. It was given to her, and it's hers, and it's
He also
perfect.
knows, as do I, that there is usually about 4 or 5 people that they will think about for. That's actually not a secret, and people know that.
Yeah.
And because they have to take that seriously, and they have to like, they don't just want to be like, oh, that's the person. Like they're smart. They know what they're doing.
Right.
You got to like keep people, you know, who would be best. And so, yeah, it's not like you were like, well, it's not me. So you're welcome. Here's it on a silver platter, the bachelorette role. You're like, you know what? I'm not ready. Okay, she's going for it. She's ready.
Well, so I literally, can we talk about Rob Mills?
Yeah.
Okay, so
if they say we can
we? Because I love him.
He's my favorite human.
He's
on the planet.
Literally the coolest man on earth, and like I love and respect that man so much. And I even said to him, I was like, Jenn is gonna be perfect for this position. Not only is she ready, but like, you know, like for representation, she 100%. Is the perfect, well-rounded bachelorette.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that didn't come across with how I've been supporting her and what I've been saying. And so for anyone to twist my words and to make it something that it's not, I'm like, I have been a Jenn stan since the day I met her, and how we supported each other in that house. We would, you know, before we would go on dates, we would write each other notes to like, you know, encourage us to like, you know, kill it that day. And, you know, it's very isolating in that house sometimes, you know, it's nice to have that person you can go to. And, you know, obviously you don't want to know too much about what's going on with each other's connection, but at the same time, we always supported each other. Yeah. So what I'm going to do now and moving forward is always to show my support to her. And I cannot wait to watch her season. Yes. And that doesn't, listen, I can share my story and what happened with me, but also show and share my support with her. It can happen, you know, at the same time, but I don't want anyone twisting my words or thinking that I was saying anything and let me set the record straight. I am in full support of Jenn. She's deserving of this. And that's that. Team Jenn. Yeah. I would wear a shirt right now that says Team Jenn if I could, but I didn't make it yet.
Well, I should have made it for this. But I mean, people will always take what you say and hear what they want to hear.
Oh, and that's the point. That's what pisses me off the most. It's like, if you're not going to watch something in its entirety, I don't want to hear what you have to say about it.
It's just fascinating what people will take and make into their own story when they don't know the full story. You know, like you're filming, and I've said this on my podcast before, you're filming 17 to 20 hours sometimes a day. You're doing it 7 days a week. And you probably made it to 9 weeks? It's somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And people see 1 or 2 hours every Monday of what they would like to see, because you need to. You have to make everybody their own character and
100%.
show what you can.
100%.
We are one-dimensional on television. We are not in real life.
Yes.
And same thing with your Instagram. Even though you have the complete creative control over it, people are like, oh, she tells me everything. She tells me too much, or she's crying, or she's this, or she's annoying, or that. I'm like, I have 24 hours in a day. You probably see 10 minutes of my day, and that's a lot. Like that. If I share 10 minutes of a day, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But they never know, and they're always going to take things that you say and spin it into whatever they want to believe.
Exactly.
I mean,
no, and I get it.
And even if it's for their own attention or their own downloads or whatever
works for them, to make their like story better in their eyes. But
I always try and with my podcast, do the right thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes media will pick up something and it'll be a headline that I'm like, oh, that sucks. Because like, I hope you read the article because that was a good headline, but that's not actually how it happened. But my whole like heart wants to give people a voice, share their side of the story, and also have it be fun and funny and lighthearted, but also deep, or whatever it is that you're feeling.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know you've talked about this so many times now, but with the whole Bachelorette offer, and I'm sure you talked about it on Call Her Daddy, but I'm going to ask again. You turned it down. And I actually respect that because you say timing is everything. If you weren't going to be wholeheartedly in it and somebody else was more ready for that opportunity and situation, you think they're more deserving. So I respect it. Do you regret your decision at all?
No.
Okay.
Not even for a second. I think I actually had like a realization that I did the exact thing that I should have done.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy because it wasn't my time and I was really putting my mental health like first.
That's awesome.
And I, and I respect my decision. So no, I don't regret it at all.
I love that because how old are you?
29.
Okay, first of all, I love that you're 29. That's one of my favorite ages.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me why.
Because it's such a pivotal moment for you.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking too.
It's a pivotal age. 27 is actually a really pivotal age too.
Yeah.
But so is 29. 27 is a magical year.
27, yeah.
Yeah, 27. Are you 27? Yes.
You lucky bitch.
27 is magical and pivotal. And then 29, it's like, I don't know what it is. Something shifts in your brain where you're like ready to enter your 30s and you feel the most secure about yourself. And it's a really good place to be. I was 30 when I was the Bachelorette.
Yeah.
And I always say if I would have been any younger, like it wouldn't have worked out for me. That wasn't the timing for me. But I will say, if they asked me at the time, mental health or bachelorette, I would have said bachelorette. I would have not chosen my mental health because I would have been like, I'll deal with that later. Yeah. I'll deal with her later.
Because you were saying like you had a goal here, like, you were open to whatever, but also you're going to start your brand and you did it and you killed it.
Thank you. Well, I would have never thought that they would pick me as the bachelorette.
Oh, really? Oh, you were a shoo-in for me. I was like, oh, no, I want Kaitlyn.
Oh,
And then the way that it happened for you, though, like with the whole like guys having to choose between two beautiful women, like, shit, you had it like in a way like no one else can say that they did it like you.
Yeah.
That is the craziest way to start the season because you, I'm sure, didn't even know what was going to happen.
I mean, I was probably the most confident I'd been in my whole life at that point because I'm not even that confident now. Like,
what?
I don't know what happened. I went backwards.
Yeah, that's how it works though. When I was younger, I'm like, I was so confident. I'm like, who was that bitch?
Were you delusional?
Oh, I was probably a little delusional. But yeah, no, I look back sometimes, I'm like, damn, like where is that girl? But
when I came out of it and I was engaged, when we broke up, I was like, I'll never date a bachelor guy again. I did. And now I'm like, I'll never date a bachelor guy again. And then I go, but they're hot. You know what? They're hot.
And they know what you went through.
They know what you went through. They remind me, like I was in an athlete era and now I'm like reality TV era.
Yeah.
Oh, I was puck slut over here.
Really? Were you a puck bunny?
Yes, I was a puck bunny. I lived for it. I would look up their freaking schedules and
I see, this is why I love you because you're so honest. Like,
oh, it's embarrassing, but who cares?
No, it's not embarrassing.
Oh, it's very embarrassing. Looking up their schedule, that's a whole other level of like, that's like you with boy bands back in the day.
But oh God, let's talk about the boy bands. You
know
what? This is actually something new because you know what? I've seen the questions and stuff like that. I have always, that's actually funny. Good transition. I didn't think I was going to talk about this today. You know what it is? I used to love going downtown, getting hotels and going to concerts.
Yeah.
And then when you're downtown, you meet people who know people who know people. And then you're just like, all of a sudden you're at an after party with these people.
Yeah.
And you meet them and you become friends with them. But what I've always said, and I've always been this girl, I'm always like, never sleep with these people.
Yeah.
You want to hang out with them, become friends with them, and be the girl that they can never get.
Yes.
And so I've always maintained that. And so when I heard stories of like this one girl on TikTok, I'll never forget. And I wrote to her, I'm like, listen, you can keep the story up. It's kind of entertaining. I don't know what the you pulled that out of your ass, but so untrue. She was like, her dad's in a band and her dad knew like people who got her. Anyways, there's a lot of stories of how I know certain bandmates or why I've been in connection with One Direction and this person. But the reality of it—
they're jealous. I am jealous.
No, the reality of it is that when you meet people, they know people who know people, and then you just need to be the girl that never gets touched by these people so that they allow you to be around. And so I've been around them. Yes. Have I hung out with certain bandmates? Sure.
Which one's Harry? Oh, I love Harry.
I've met Harry before. I actually have a really funny story with Harry.
What? Okay, first of all, you're telling it, but I listen to you and I go, damn, I wish I had your brain back in my 20s. I was like, sleep with all of them.
No, see, that was like, I've always been they used to call me Mother Mary in high school.
Oh,
I'm not kidding.
That was definitely not my nickname.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I like no
Mother
judgment.
Mary.
Like, but that's the thing. That's why like people are like, how are you the way that you are? Like you like I even said on the show that I was an introvert, and people rip me apart. They're like, your clothes aren't introverted. So what are you talking about?
Oh.
And I'm like, listen, when I dress up and I go out and I meet people, whatever, like I'm very flirtatious, but like it's because I don't know, maybe I just I don't know.
That could be who you are.
always
I'm a
the
huge
quiet
flirt.
ones. Yeah, but yeah, I know. As you should.
Huge flirt.
As you should be.
Harry, tell me your Harry story.
Oh, the Harry story. Oh shit. This is actually a really funny
People don't
story.
forget.
So my dad and I, he had a meeting in New York City for work, and so I went with him because I was like, oh, we're going to go to New York. I'm coming to New York. I love New York, and he booked a hotel. And my friends, okay, this is actually funny. So my girlfriends at the time were all in New York, and they were like, oh, One Direction's here, like whatever, stay at this hotel. And so now I'm traveling for work with my dad, and I go to my dad, okay, Dad, we're gonna stay at blank hotel. It was like this very bougie ass hotel. He's like, okay, like whatever, just book the hotel, we'll go. So I'm with my dad now.
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking anything. The girls were just like, hey, stay here because it's a good area, da-da-da. And like maybe One Direction might be staying there too. So I didn't want to tell my dad that. I was like, okay, Dad, we're going to just stay at this hotel. No questions asked. And so we did. Anyways, la, la, la. I wasn't thinking anything of it. I wasn't even trying to be a part of like any of that. But I was in the hotel and I went out with my dad. We had a meeting and then I got back and I had to use the bathroom so bad. I was gonna piss my pants.
Yeah.
So I'm walking to the elevators, and there was two separate elevators. One's for like a certain amount of floors, and the other one for another amount of floors.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a bunch of fangirls on one side. I was like, oh, this screams there must be boy band men around.
Yeah.
So then I get to the elevator. The elevator doors open. I hear a gasp from like the girls on the side. I turn over. It's Harry and his bodyguard walking. They steal my elevator. He walks into the elevator, and then the security guard goes like this, like, sorry, like, no one can come in. I'm staying at this hotel. I am a paying customer.
Oh.
This is my hotel. I have to piss. I'm going to piss my pants. Hello, let's go. So I'm about to pee my pants. So then the security guard goes like this. So I walk up, and I go like this to Harry and his security guard. I'm like, that was my fucking elevator. And I go like this. And then Harry starts laughing, whatever. So then the doors close. He goes up. Then I'm waiting for the elevator. As whatever, I'm waiting. The elevator doors open. It's his security guard. He comes back to me. He goes, I just want to tell you, like, Harry thought that was the funniest thing and he wants to meet you.
No.
Yeah. Oh, God. I never told this story ever in my life. But you know what? The girls, maybe if there's anyone that was there that day that saw me give the finger to Harry, please stand up.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was iconic. Because who the was going to do that? I was just like,
wait, I'm obsessed.
I'm going to piss my pants. Screw you. I don't care who you are. I have to go pee and my room's up there. But anyways, he comes down. He's like, yeah, Harry wants to meet you. Blah, 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 blah. And yeah. And I went to go meet him that night. Very polite. We had a good laugh about everything. And
oh my God.
And that was that. But again.
That was that. Yeah, right.
No, I literally was telling him, like, I'm here with my dad.
Oh.
And respectfully. And he was very respectful. It was very sweet. It was just like a nice, like, I don't even think you know the story. I have not told this story, to be honest, to like anyone, but I thought it was the funniest thing because of the way I gave him the finger. It just was like
that's an amazing story.
It was like a
Everybody.
reflex.
That would be on my tombstone.
It was like a reflex. It just came right out. I was like, but
well, when a girl's got to pee.
When a girl's got to pee, I don't give a shit if.
I don't care who you are.
I don't know, name a good celebrity. I don't care. Okay, maybe Evan Peters. I wouldn't give you the finger, but
okay, who is that? Who's Evan
Peters?
He's
so hot.
Okay, first of all, do you think Harry still knows? Do you think he saw you now on TV and was like,
I don't know.
That bitch gave you the finger and then I made out with her.
I'm sure if I ever saw made out, I don't know about that. I don't know about any of that. It was a respectful meet and greet. We just said hello.
A respectful meet and greet in his hotel room.
It was very nice that he got his security guard to like come get me, and like it was like, okay, but I really need to pee. But it was really nice to meet him. Honestly, respectful, nothing like that.
Okay.
But Evan Peters is you ever watched American Horror Story?
No.
Girl.
I will though.
Yeah, he's so hot. He's just a hot guy that like.
Have you ever slid into his DMs?
He doesn't have it social media.
Oh, even hotter.
That's what I said.
Damn.
That's why I'm so into him.
Yeah.
No social media. But back to like Bachelor guys and stuff like that.
I was like, this is a good circle back.
Yeah.
So would you date somebody in the Bachelor franchise? And if you did, who's your top celebrity crush? And if you say Tyler Cameron, I'm going to throat chop you.
Okay.
That's everybody's. And I'm like,
Kaitlyn,
come on, what?
Kaitlyn, no.
Oh,
So I met Tyler at Stagecoach.
Yeah.
Actually, I met a bunch of celebrities at Stagecoach who knew who I was, and I
Isn't that
almost
weird?
shit my pants.
I know.
It's the craziest thing ever. Yeah, I met Tyler Cameron. I went up to him like, Tyler. He's like, Maria. I'm like,
Aw.
everyone wants us together, but absolutely not. No, I think he's an amazing man. I think he's so career oriented and like he's strong and has nice abs, whatever. But
Yeah, he's amazing. And he's so sweet.
and he's the sweetest person ever. But no, I like nothing going on with that. Would I date anyone? I don't think so, because what I've realized now with how people take things to like next level, I take a photo with someone nicely, and then all of a sudden it's like, are you dating them?
Yeah.
What's going on with that? And I'm like,
how many DMs I got? People being like, Maria is all cozy with Jason.
oh my
I'm
God,
like,
no, absolutely not.
No,
and
I know.
I told Jason, I was like, Jason, by the way, I'm going on Kaitlyn's podcast.
What did he
I love
say?
Kaitlyn. No, he's like, good for you. Like, go for it. Like if he ever said anything bad about it, he never did. I would be like, absolutely not. I don't know. I don't like what people say. If I, God forbid, I take a photo, I'm like, oh no, if only you. No.
Oh, trust me.
It's so annoying.
My girlfriend, Katie Maloney, we take photos and people are like, are you gay now?
Oh Lord.
I'm like, what?
Oh, I'm a bisexual queen now.
Oh, same
because oh no, okay, there you go. No, I mentioned on the podcast that I had made out with my ex-boyfriend's they called her mistress. She's a friend of mine, and I don't call her that, but it was a joking way to just say like it was the girl that my ex cheated with. I just made out with her. But anyways, they're like, now everyone in my DMs are like, oh, you bisexual queen. I'm like, you know what? Whatever you want to say.
Hey, you know what? I never know how to, and I don't want to label myself.
Yeah.
I always say I'm attracted to energy.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and I'm like, I like people queen.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you should.
This episode of Off the Vine is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You know those days when they're just super busy and life throws a curveball on you. You wake up late, you have no food in the house, you get a speeding ticket. Life can be hard, but you know it's easy getting a quote with Progressive Insurance. Progressive does all the heavy lifting of comparing rates for you, so you can snag a great deal that fits your needs even if you end up choosing another option. So their comparison tool is an absolute game changer. You just visit their website, customize your quote with the coverages that you want, whether it's comprehensive or collision or personal injury protection, and there you have it. Progressive lays out their direct rate alongside options from other companies, making it an absolute breeze to find what works for you. So keep it simple on comparing auto rates. Quote at progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations, and prices vary based on how you buy. Say hello to your real life makeup filter in a bottle. It's CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. Said it before, I'm going to say it again. I'll even shout it from the rooftops if I have to, that I am obsessed with the flawless finish that it gives me. It is my go-to for actually every day. Effortless look, but also I love putting it under my makeup too for a night out. It's a major win that it's cruelty-free, because you know I love my animals, and it has clean products, meaning no toxins, anything in it like that. This bottle also blurs out imperfections, so say it's, your time of the month and you're breaking out a lot, or if you haven't been able to fit in that Botox appointment, I feel you. This will help because it reduces the appearance of wrinkles, so it makes your skin feel firm. So go get yourself a new beauty staple, the Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence, exclusively from iconic, easy breezy, beautiful CoverGirl. What's the rock bottom moment in your life that you can think of where you're like, holy shit, that was the biggest growth period of my life?
I had gone to like a really, really, really like traumatic like car accident where I almost like lost my life, like bad.
No.
I had talked about one on the show where my mom got into one when I was like 1, but this happened a couple years ago, 2018. And like I went through like a depressive episode to the point where like I didn't want to see like anyone. And it got to the point where I was pushing everyone away. And no one really knows this. I don't like to talk about it because it's like, it's such a weird place to be in, because you go back, when you talk about it, you kind of like go back to that moment. You're like, oh,
I know,
I'm not
it's
that
hard
person.
to relive.
I'm stronger than that.
Yeah.
But like it brought me to a very, very dark place. And I think that was in ways my rock bottom, because the mindset that I was in was something that I never experienced before.
It's scary.
And it's scary because it's not that I felt alone. I wanted to be alone, and I made myself be alone, and like dealing with that was just so hard. But like,
were you like badly injured?
That's the thing. Like if you had looked at the car and the scene, like people thought I was dead.
Whoa.
But I walked out like all is good.
Wow.
Like it was it was bad. Like I went to, I had a little like minor, a black eye.
Yeah.
I had to go do therapy for a bit, like physical therapy.
Yeah.
My whatever. But like the way I saw it was like, no, I walked out alive. So I have nothing really to complain about. But then it's
not complain. It's how you feel.
I know,
that's that's a traumatic event.
Yeah.
Going through a car accident like that and seeing or having a near-death experience or seeing that's a traumatic thing to go through.
Yeah, I knocked out for a couple of minutes, like, because I got hit twice. And so when I had passed out and then I woke up, I didn't even look into the mirror because I was scared to see how I looked. And it was funny. The story was like, I was out for coffee with my dad, and then he had made the right, I had made the left, and I had just gone into the accident. So I had to like call my dad to tell him to come back. But again, I don't even know how I look like. So I just see glass everywhere. My back door is up the street.
Oh my God.
Glass everywhere, glasses in my hair, all these things. And I remember just being like, I don't even know if my face is like in one piece right now. I feel pain, but I think I'm okay. So I remember just like, anyways, it was a very traumatic event, it's like, that moment was nothing. It was like the aftermath of like those thoughts, those negative thoughts that like put you in such a dark place. But it made me, like really appreciate life after that. Like just like be more appreciative like every day that I have on earth. And like that was kind of like another thing I said in the house, like with the girls, when like I was like, I don't want to tolerate these little stupid fights. Like I don't even want to entertain this. Like there are bigger things in life that can happen. Like there are people dying. Like to me, this is such a joke. So, having gone through some things that have been traumatic in my life, it just builds character and like, I don't know, makes me stronger, I guess. But
it does. No, that's like my biggest fear in life is getting into a car accident.
Yeah,
literally
me too.
Terrifying.
I don't want to do it again.
This is a weird way to switch into the next topic, but we need to clear up some stuff.
Please.
You mentioned dropping some tea lately about knowing Nick.
Yeah.
Obviously before the show. How did this all happen? How did you meet him?
Actually, funny. My friends and I, like, we were, again, fans of the show, and we liked Nick. We thought Nick was great, like, at the time, whatever. And so through social media, like, we started talking. And it started, like, we would talk all the time, like, literally all the time. And we were just, like, building a friendship. And
I did that, too, with him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. That's why you came on your season.
But, okay.
No, that was it. And
but had you ever met in person?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I know, yeah. People were wondering if it was whatever. No, of course we have.
Oh, so it was like a little like fun, like a meet. You met him, you talked to him, you hung out with him.
Yeah.
And then what happened from there?
No, I mean, I ended up he had told me when he was going to be Bachelor, and I congratulated him, and he went to go do that.
Okay.
And then I got a boyfriend at the time, and we were just like always found our way kind of like back to communicating, but it was, again, very always friendly.
Did Nick play any sort of role in your journey to becoming a contestant on The Bachelor?
Absolutely not. No. And absolutely not. He did not.
So then how do you feel with his wife now calling you delusional?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, teach their own. Like, if that's what you think that... Okay, so I had said on the podcast a little conspiracy theory that I had. I was saying it in such a joking manner that
this is on Call Her Daddy.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it came across as me being like, all I said was, in the moment. Can you imagine now, Kaitlyn, a guy you were talking to who is part of this world telling you, if you go on the show, you might be a villain. And this is why. And you not understanding that, because when you hear villain, you think, well, villain, people hate villains. Yeah. Why would I be a villain?
Right.
I didn't know if a Bachelor villain is different than like a villain. Apparently it's different. Anyways. So you hear a guy tell you that, and then after getting off the show, the girl that was villainizing you the entire season for no reason. Now, if you were giving her a reason to villainize you, fine. But if literally for no reason, and then you see them in a picture together after the show, all I said in a laughing manner, joking, haha, hee hee, ho ho, I literally didn't even mention it to anyone. Like, it's not like I went around telling people, like, or I didn't even message Sydney to be like, Sydney, were you friends with this person? Like, no, I just said it on Call Her Daddy. Like, I just wanted her to, I was shooting the shit with her, and I was like, yo, this is what I thought in the moment.
Yeah.
Seeing that photo, I was like, holy tits. Like, the guy that said this and now the girl that did this are in a picture together. What the hell is that? But I wasn't being serious.
Right.
So Nick decided to run with that and think that it was a serious thing, that I actually felt and thought that he had this pull. First of all, no one's going to make me a villain.
Right.
The only person that's going to make me a villain is me, and I'm not, and that's why I wasn't.
Yeah.
But it was just something that kind of crossed my mind. Maybe maybe in ways I thought maybe you might have sent the girl to come after me. I don't know, but it was a joke.
I'm just so curious.
It was a joke.
If you and him, did something go south where did you guys lose respect for each other along the way? Like, if it was all fine, why does he seem to want to talk shit about you?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. I sat on the Call Her Daddy sofa and I said I congratulated him, that there's no animosity between us, that I'm happy to see him grow. I said all the nicest things because, we haven't spoken in a while, but I just thought that out of mutual respect, because we didn't end badly, that, we kind of just went our separate ways and we respected each other at that point. I thought him seeing me on the show, he would be like, oh my God, my girl Maria, good for her, go off. But then when he kind of was breezing right past me on the, doing his recaps and okay, it's fine. He didn't say anything bad about me until—
He didn't say anything about you until—
Yeah, that's true. But also he did, and people were coming to me being like, how are you going to let him say this shit about you? When I opened up about a car accident that I got with my mom when I was 1 years old, where I was actually announced dead at the scene. And, oh yeah, it's traumatic as And Nick was like, what was Maria's story even? What even was it? But even when he did that, I stayed silent. I was like, okay, maybe he was just, asking questions.
Yeah.
Maybe he was just curious.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? And I stayed silent. I didn't put my 2 cents. And I was like, it's okay. Whatever. I would rather a guy from my past breeze right past me than talk shit about me the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So I was kind of like, okay, you know what? Nick, go off. Do your thing. I don't care. I mean, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, it kind of it shocked me to hear his response to what I kind of did on Call Her Daddy. I thought he would kind of laugh that off, but also appreciate that I was being very supportive and giving kind words. I didn't know the timeline of the wedding. Sorry for how that worked out. I didn't know when shit was going to air. Yeah. I don't have your wedding on my calendar. Sorry, but I really don't. But I thought I was being as pleasant as I could.
Yeah, it's also not like you didn't do anything wrong. Like, oh my God, you protected me on my wedding day.
Yeah, no, but literally, and I was just at the end of the day, putting rumors to rest, because if one of us didn't unlike the other's Instagram photos, if one of us didn't have anything to hide, I mean, the one of us that has nothing to hide is sitting in this room with you. And I'm sorry to say it, but I was thinking of quoting Kendrick Lamar right now. I told him that because I was just going to say, listen, like a wise man once said, don't tell lies about me and I won't tell truths about you.
How do you respond to the criticism in general, whether it be on his podcast, on the internet? How do you respond to criticism?
I've had the most amazing support since leaving the show and and whatever. But obviously there are the ones that, come at you a little bit, whether it's my looks, whether it's the way I dress, whether it's how plain Jane I am. To some people, they're upset that I don't wear earrings. I was considering wearing earrings today.
No, I'm not wearing earrings.
I was considering, I was like, maybe I should. She was like, are you gonna wear a necklace or an ear? I'm like, nah.
That's so funny.
The criticism of how I act and who I am, this is what I say. There are the people that get me. And when the people that get me, I respect, you. There are so many podcasts. I don't know. Do you know Dave Neal?
Yeah, of course.
I love
He's amazing.
That man.
He's a king.
Anyways, the Mom and Dad podcast.
Oh, yeah, they're amazing.
Oh,
yeah.
When I tell you they got me to a T of who I am as a person, and they recap the season and they recap me to the point where I'm like, okay, listen, if people like you guys get me, the people that don't and they want to criticize me, please do.
Yeah.
Because you know what? At the end of the day, I can sometimes when they write me things or they're mad about something, I learn from it. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll change that or maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, a little constructive criticism.
Yeah. I respect it.
Just don't get lost in it.
Yeah. No. I've been called ugly. I've been called this, her teeth are this, that. I don't care. I'm like, okay, good. When you get to a point in life where you've accepted yourself for exactly who you are, knowing that you're not going to be the best looking, you're not going to be the prettiest, you're not going to be the coolest, and just accepting that there's power in that.
There is.
Because when people are going to come at you, you're like, okay, it's okay. You are.
Because they're here and you're where you are.
Oh.
And it's, we all know what's the girl's name who does they're in the bleachers.
Taylor Swift?
Yes. Brene Brown.
Oh.
Just go listen to Brene Brown and you'll be healed. And last but not least, what is next? Like, I feel like you're like, people, this is not the last you'll see of me. Well, like, what is next?
Well, I'll say this. Like, I have opportunity.
But you got a lot of opportunities.
The way I see it is like this. Like, unless I know 100% things are set in stone, I don't like to talk about it because I'm like, oh, I don't know if it's going to happen, whatever. But
put it out into the universe on your own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think, I actually wanted to ask you, how was Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, God, I'll tell you at dinner.
That's
a whole,
I'm
take
like
an hour.
Rob Mills, sign me up.
Oh, yeah, that's what you should do.
No, because that's something I would be interested in doing.
Okay. And I guess it could be like, what's next for you? Like, what would you want?
I would want Dancing with the Stars.
I know people. Okay.
Can you sign me up?
That would be a great next move for you.
It's not because I'm like, listen, I danced in the past. I'm not good. I don't claim that I'm good. But it would be like, that's the coolest thing that you ever did. And not only did she just do it, she won. Like, it's like there's levels to this shit. I think it'd just be fun and exciting. I think it's something that like I
love it and you'd crush it.
Oh, thank you.
And also, is there anything else that you want to clear up before it, or did we hit everything?
I think I pretty much hit everything. I just want, I would never, what's the saying? Bite the hand that feeds me.
You would never do that.
Is that, yeah, I would never. Like, again, anything that I ever try to do or whatever is because, and me even trying to become like, or continue with this franchise, it was because I love the people that backed me up for it. And also because of the producers that were behind me and supported me. Like, I just want people to know I love this show.
Yeah.
And I will never, and I want people to understand I'm not unhappy with how things went. Everything happens for a reason.
And this just won't
it's giving delusional.
Last, and it's giving delusional.
And I am delusional.
And you know what? We love you for that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I will continue to be delusional.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday. I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.